Now we're going to be learning how to divide decimals using partial quotients. This is especially helpful if the numbers are larger, such as this one. To start, we are going to rewrite 1 and 5 hundredths using unit form, but we want to use the smallest value. So we have 5 in the hundredths place, but in the entire number, we have 105 hundredths. So I'm going to write 105 hundredths. Leave enough space below so that we can move our work down when we need to. There we go, 105 hundredths. We're dividing by 5 ones. So using partial quotients, we're gonna make, there we go. And we're gonna write 5 ones. Okay. So this is how we set up a division problem using partial quotients. We're going to figure out what we can multiply by 5 ones to get as close to 105 hundredths. We don't have to be exact every single time. The important thing to remember so that it's not overwhelming is to use your multiples of 10, 100, and 1000 when you can. So I'm thinking in my head, what can I multiply by 5 to get close to 105? Let's see, that's kind of hard. So I'm going to start with just multiplying by 10. I'm going to put a 10 over here, but I don't want my answers in ones because right now 5 ones times 10 is 50 ones. I want my answer in hundredths. So I'm going to put over here 10 hundredths. So let's see, 5 ones times 10 hundredths. 5 times 10 is 50. I'm going to put that right under my 105. And ones times hundredths, well, we know 1 times anything is the number we started with. So 1 times hundredths is hundredths. This is what your paper should look like now. We are doing 5 times 10 hundredths, and we get 50 hundredths. We're not going to subtract that from what we started with. So we're going to use our subtraction sign. Let's see. 5 minus 0 is 5. And, can't do 0 minus 5, so we're going to borrow from our hundredths. We're going to put a 0 here. I'm sorry, I know it's blurry. There we go. And now that we've regrouped from our hundredths, we have 10 tenths. Sorry. Come on. There we go. So now we can do 10 minus 5 is 5. And we have hundredths. So 105 hundredths minus 50 hundredths is 55 hundredths. Now let's see. What can we multiply by 5 to get close to 55? Oh, I know 11 times 5 is 55, so I'm going to put 11 over here now. We have 11. Oh, we're still dealing with hundredths, so I'm going to put 11 hundredths to the side. So let's see, 5 times 11 is 55. Ones times hundredths is hundredths. And now I'm going to subtract. 55 minus 55 I know is 0. So we have 0 hundredths left over. When we get to 0, we know that we are done dividing. Last thing we have to do is we need to add up all these numbers to figure out how many hundredths we have in total. 10 hundredths plus 11 hundredths, that's 21 hundredths. So I know my answer is 21 hundredths. I can rewrite that in standard form as 0 and 21 hundredths. That's what I'm going to put on the line here. All right, let's move on to the next one. Yeah, it gave us more space on this paper. So now we have 515 thousandths divided by 5. Let's do the same thing by writing 515 thousandths in unit form. I'm going to use our division partial quotient symbol. And now we're going to divide by 5 ones. So let's see. We want to think of multiples of tens, hundreds, and thousands. That's going to get us close to 515, but it doesn't have to be exact. I'm thinking, and I know that 5 times 100 is 500, and that's really close. So I'm going to put 100 over here. And I know that 5 times 100 is 500. Let's see. Oh, ones times, let me think. I need to get to thousands. So ones times thousands is going to get us the thousands that we're in. There we go. So 5 ones times 100 thousandths equals 500 thousandths. Now I'm going to subtract. Start with the smallest place value. 5 minus 0 is 5. 1. Wait for it to be not blurry anymore. Come on. There we go. 1 minus 0 is 1. And 5 minus 5 is 0. So I don't need to put it. And we're still in the thousands place. There we go. Now I'm thinking 5 ones times what will get me close to 15 thousandths? Oh, I know 5 times 3 is 15 exactly. So I'm going to put 3 here. And I'm dealing with thousandths, so I know 1 times thousandths is going to get me the thousandths I need. Let's see. 5 ones times 3 thousandths is 15 thousandths. Oh, I know 15 minus 15 is 0, and we're still in thousandths. So now I'm at 0, I know I'm done. Let's look, 100 thousandths plus 3 thousandths, so we're adding these up. 100 thousandths plus 3 thousandths, I know is 103 thousandths. And I can rewrite that as 0 and 103 thousandths. That's what I'm going to put on my line here. Last, almost done. Okay, 2 and 800ths divided by 4. Let's start by writing here. We can say it's 2 and 800ths or 208 hundredths. I'm going to write that here. Now I'm going to make my division symbol. And I know I'm dividing by 4 ones. I'm going to move this down so you can see the bottom. There we go. So I'm thinking my multiples of 10, 100, or 1,000 to help me. Let's see. Well, I don't know what 4 times anything to get exactly 208 off the top of my head. So I'm going to do 4 times, oh, I know 4 times 25 is 100. So I'm going to do 4 times 25. Just like if we had 4 quarters, each quarter is 25 cents, and that means that's $1. So 4 ones times 25 hundredths see, 4 times 25 is 100. Ones times hundredths is hundredths.